Hey y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about some of my favorites that are first in a series. And I think all of them that I'm going to show, there's only one book currently out. We'll get started. First we have Wildspark by Vashti Hardy. And what I've noticed about Vashti Hardy, she'll start other books or other series before finishing out others, like Bright Storm. I think we're still waiting on a third book. And I think she did say in my comments when I posted my review for this that there would be more. So I'm very excited. Steampunk, like most or all of Vashti Hardy's books. And I really enjoy that. And this story was so incredible. In Medlock, machines don't come to life. Life comes to machines. Prue Haywood is on a mission, getting the ghost machines of Medlock to remember the people they used to be. She needs to find her brother Francis. If she fails, her brother will stay dead, and if she succeeds, all of society may fall apart. It's just such a unique story and very creative, and I just absolutely fell in love with this, and I really can't wait till she puts more out. So I highly recommend this. Then we have the 10 Riddles of Eartha Quicksmith by Loris Owen. And this is supposed to be a series. It's been a little while since this came out and I haven't heard anything about a second book, so I'm very excited for there to be more because this was such a fabulous series in this world and this friend group and like the school setting type thing. 10 Riddles, 10 Days to Solve Them. Welcome to Quicksmith's College of Strange Energy. When Kip Bramley receives a cryptic invitation delivered by a beetle-shaped drone that appears to be breathing, his world changes forever. Soon he finds himself chasing riddles and solving puzzles set 400 years earlier by a mysterious genius. Kip and his friends must use their wits, teamwork, and new knowledge to find the Ark of Ideas. The dark forces are gathering. There's riddles, obviously, and a great friend group, the school-type setting, lots of danger, suspense, mystery. Really recommend. Then we have Wonderscape by Jennifer Belle. I've read quite a few of Jennifer Belle's books so far, and I've been obsessed with them all. And I do know that the second one of this one is coming, I think it's early next year. So very excited for that. This is just an incredible world. The game is on. Travel with wonder. When Arthur, Wren, and Cicely investigate a mysterious explosion, they find themselves trapped in the year 2473. Lost in the Wonderscape, an epic in-reality adventure game, they must call on the help of some unlikely historical heroes to play their way home before time runs out. And even the author of Malamander, Thomas Taylor, blurbs about a whirlwind of fun and mystery across space and time. It's like being inside a game almost, and you meet historic figures, and it's just so incredible. Atmospheric. She's just an amazing author. Can't wait for the sequel. I'll go ahead and get this one out of the way. Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Austin. And I also have the UK edition that came surprisingly. I don't know if it's going to show up, but silver shimmery edges. And I'm sure everybody knows what this one's about by now, but it's an incredible series. School setting, friend group, found family type almost, when she has to leave her family to go to this place, and the friends she makes, the mystery and the danger and the twists. So incredible. I cannot wait for the second book. We have the Gilded Girl by Alyssa Colman. And I didn't realize it until I read A Little Princess. Like, I think I read it right after this. But this is kind of a retelling of sorts of that one. And it's brilliantly done. I absolutely adored this book. And I cannot wait till the next one, which comes out soon. I think early next year. Any child can spark magic, but only the elite are allowed to kindle it. Miss Posterity's Academy for Practical Magic is the best kindling school in New York City, and wealthy 12-year-old Emma Harris is accustomed to the best. But when her father dies, leaving her penniless, Emma is reduced to working off her debts to Miss Posterity alongside Izzy, a fearless servant girl who refuses to let her own magic be snuffed out, even if society dictates that it must. Emma and Izzy reluctantly form a pact. If Izzy teaches Emma how to carry on as a servant, Emma will reveal to Izzy everything she knows about magic. Along the way, they encounter quizzes that literally pop, shy libraries, and talking cats, also known as house dragons. But when another student's kindling goes horribly wrong, revealing magic's fiery dangers, Emma and Izzy must set aside their differences or risk their magic being snuffed out forever. Magic, friendship, that cat, the house dragon, is incredible. And the show is about social classes and stuff. Like, only wealthy people are allowed to have magic, and if you're not wealthy, you had to have your magic snuffed out. It's just, yeah. So I just love this book so much. And the chapters alternated between each girl's point of view too, which was great. Then we have Enter the Glossy Web by McKenna Ruebush. And it's got illustrations by Jaime Zollars, who also did a lot of the Green Glass House books, which I loved. And her illustrations are just amazing. And it even says in the back, stay tuned for the second book. But this came out in 2016, and the author commented saying, I guess it was the publishers that didn't want, I don't know what happened there, but I hope she can't get it published, that maybe she independently published, because I need answers. And this was so incredible. I absolutely love this. It's like an obviously all-time favorite, but it's all so intricate, and I just loved it. It's so creative and unique, and oh, I loved it. George, please don't call her Georgina, has no idea what's in store for her when she's sent to her eccentric relatives following the disappearance of her brother. Just as she begins to settle in, she receives a note from Uncle Constantine informing her that he's in dire need of help. So George sets off again, now on a mission to find her uncle. Along the way, she's joined by Michael and Caleb, 2 orphan boys, and Cavendish, the talking map. Together they form the Snappleheart Company, an alliance propelled into magical worlds full of enchantment and danger as they attempt to locate the Timekeeper. What starts out as a mystery to uncover George's brother and uncle builds into an epic quest in the Flyery. If they fail, the very cosmos will cease to exist. Are those hopeful heroes up to saving the past, present, and future for all the worlds? Great group of friends. Great eccentric characters. This world place they go to, so, like the flying door, like it's so good. So I highly recommend this. And hopefully there will be more. Please, 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 please. Then we have The Last Fallen Star by Graci Kim. This is a Gifted Clans novel, and it's a Rick Riordan Presents. And she just recently did the cover reveal for the second one, so it's coming next year. And I can't wait. This was so good. Riley O can't wait to see her sister get initiated into the Gom clan, a powerful lineage of Korean healing witches their family has been part of for generations. Her sister, Paddy, will earn her G bracelet and finally be able to cast spells without adult supervision. Although Riley is desperate to follow in her sister's footsteps when she herself turns 13, she's a Sarum, a person without magic. Riley was adopted, and despite having memorized every healing spell she's ever heard, she often feels like the odd one out in her family and the gifted community. Then Hattie gets an idea. What if the two of them could cast a spell that would allow Riley to share Hades' magic? Their sleuthing reveals a promising incantation in the family's old spell book, and the sisters decide to perform it at Hattie's initiation ceremony. If it works, no one will ever treat Riley like an outsider again. It's a perfect plan. Until it isn't. When the sisters attempt to violate the laws of the God Realm, Hattie's life ends up hanging in the balance. To save her, Riley has to accomplish an impossible task, find the last fallen star. But what is the star, and how can she find it? As Riley embarks on her search, she finds herself meeting fantastic creatures and collaborating with her worst enemies. And when she uncovers secrets that challenge everything she has been taught to believe, Riley must decide what it means to be a witch, what it means to be family, and what it really means to belong. Everything she uncovers along her journey is so engrossing, and I flew through this. It's just so incredible. And so much danger, suspense. I just love this, and the way it ended, it was incredible, and I just cannot wait for more. We have Atlantis, The Accidental Invasion by Gregory Mon. This was so good. And I've been reading books, and they've made me realize that I apparently like books about Atlantis. I know I like the ocean, so underground or underwater, yes please. And he did say there would be more, and so I'm very excited. And I think this is the second one will be coming either early next year or summer. Kaya, raised in the oceanic high-tech world of Atlantis, has always been fascinated by the legends about life above the water. Despite her father's insistence that they're only stories, she can't help but dream about the Sun People. When a group of shadowy officials known as Racers move to bury those legends for good, Kaya sets out to the surface to uncover the truth once and for all. In the world above, where climate change and mysterious tsunamis threaten life on the surface, all Lewis wants is to spend more time with his scientist father. But when he stows away on his dad's top-secret research trip, he finds himself thrown headfirst into an adventure much bigger than he bargained for. So you get to see both sides, someone from up above, and then someone who's from Atlantis. And from what I remember, it alternates between both points of view. And it's obviously so atmospheric, and it's so incredible. And I cannot wait for the next one. Then we have Champion's Quest, The Die of Destiny by Frank L. Cole. And from the time they walk into the shop until they enter that world and everything they have to do. Kind of like Jumanji and Dungeons and Dragons, what I imagine Dungeons and Dragons to be anyway. But definitely like Jumanji, like the new one especially. It's just so good. And these kids together are like a found family, which I love. A group of kids come in and becoming their, like a family. Opportunity will always be within reach for those clever enough to claim it. Lucas Silver's life is about to change. He thinks it's because he's made plans to escape from his foster home and make his way to New York. But then he and some unlikely friends find Hob and Bogey's Curiosity Shop and agree to play a game of Champion's Quest. When the four kids walk out the front door of the Curiosity Shop, they immediately discover they're no longer in West Virginia, but transported into the game in a wild fantasy world of dangerous goblins, brutish ogres, and a powerful witch. They must work together as a team, overcome their real-world weaknesses, and believe in themselves and each other if they are to outwit, outplay, and survive their foes in this ultimate quest to defeat a treacherous monster. So they each have skills in the game too that they don't really understand how they have, but it's just part of their character, I guess. And it's very atmospheric, like I said, ogres and the witch and everything they go through and travel and the other teams. It's just all so great. Plus all the incredible lessons in here and what they discover about themselves and each other along the way and the bond that forms. So I cannot wait for the next book in this series to come out. We have City of the Plague God, another Rick Riordan presents by Sarwat Chadha. He did post the other day on Instagram that there would be another one, so I'm very excited because I really wanted more because I absolutely love this book. I was obsessed with it. I love reading all these books, especially Riordan Presents books, because they're all different cultures. And I learn so much that I never knew, and it makes me look up and want to learn more. And it's all so fascinating, and I just love it. I just love stuff like that. And it's always great to learn about cultures different than your own, even like mythology, which I'm fascinated by in itself, but also everyday life and like the real world for different cultures, like you see in here and what they go through because they're from Iraq and all the hate they get, especially in New York City. And I can just imagine that would be horrible. But you see how strong they are, and they're just such an amazing, he's such an amazing kid. I loved him. Sikander, I think I'm saying that right. Sick, I think is his nickname. Has a frantically busy life working in his parents' deli in Manhattan after school and on weekends. Sure, he misses game night with his friends, and he wishes Dowd, a vain, aspiring actor who is supposed to be an employee, would pull his weight. But Sig is dedicated to keeping his immigrant parents' American dream alive. After all, there's no one else they can count on now that their eldest son, Mo, is gone. Mo loved Iraq, where he was born, and taught Sig all about ancient Mesopotamia and its mythology. As young boys, they even played at being Gilgamesh, the greatest hero of all time, and Enkidu, his trusty sidekick, battling make-believe monsters till dinner time. All this role-playing becomes painfully real when Nergal, an ancient god of disease, crashes into Sig's life. Nergal is seeking a treasure he thinks Mo stole from Iraq, and if he doesn't get it, he will unleash a supernatural plague across New York City, transforming its inhabitants into monsters. Sig must fight demons, join forces with the goddess Ishtar and her adopted daughter, and venture into the netherworld to save the people he loves, making heartbreaking sacrifices along the way. He must become a hero in his own right, or the city is doomed. But is that even possible for someone like him? And I know the author said that he wrote this before the pandemic, I think it was. And so it came out right when the pandemic was going on, so that was an unfortunate coincidence. But this, so atmospheric, so much action and danger, and the characters are incredible. The goddess's adopted daughter, she's so great. I just loved it, and I cannot wait for more. We have Delphine and the Silver Needle by Alyssa Moon. I think this is my first mouse story, but it made me want more. It's kind of like a different take on Cinderella, like the mice in that world. And it was fantastic. I flew through this, and I cannot wait till the second book. It's either early next year or summer, like the other ones. Left on the doorstep as a baby mouse, Delphine arrives at Cinderella's chateau with nothing more than the cloth she was swaddled in and a mysterious human sewing needle. Delphine believes dressmaking to be her destiny, spending every waking moment sewing. That is, when she's not doing chores or telling the nursery mice the myth of the threaded, the magical tailor mice who once protected the kingdom. So when Delphine is summoned to the castle to create a gown for the mouse princess, she cannot wait to get started. But the castle is not as perfect as it seems, especially since she has to deal with Alexander, the most irritating and pompous noble mouse in the royal court. Soon the two stumble upon an enormous secret linking Delphine's needle to the legendary threaded, and must embark on an epic quest to uncover the truth about the past. Racing to stay ahead of King Midnight, the fearsome leader of the rats bent on finding powerful magic, Delphine and Alexander find themselves on a perilous route, encountering strange enemies and unlikely allies along the way. Can Delphine save her kingdom, or will the evil King Midnight succeed in harnessing the power of the tailored mice? So yeah, the threaded, King Midnight, the needle she has, her past, everything you learn, the danger they go on their journey together, the friendship that grows. Like, they're just the greatest characters, and they're mice, and I love that. So I cannot wait for the next book. And lastly, Go Out with a Bang, Girl Giant and the Monkey King by Van Hong. And this next book comes out December 7th, I think it is, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I love the Monkey King. He's a trickster and a troublemaker, yes, but I don't know. I don't know. I loved him. Another one, great. This is another one, a different culture, mythology, and I adored this. Again, I'm gonna say things wrong, and I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. 11-year-old Tom Go is keeping a secret. She's strong, like super strong, freakishly strong, and it's making it impossible for her to fit in at her new middle school. After she accidentally releases the Monkey King, the legendary trickster god, from his 500-year-old long prison sentence, Tom and the Monkey King strike a deal. If she helps him get back his magical staff, he'll take away her strength. Soon Tom is swept up in an ancient and fantastical world where demons, dragons, and jade princesses actually exist. But she quickly discovers that magic can't cure everything, and dealing with the trickster god might be more trouble than it's worth. There's bullying in here, some lessons on believing in yourself, loving who you are for who you are, accepting what you are, and loving everything about you. Everybody's different, and our differences are what make us special, and you should just embrace that. Plus all the adventure, the mythology, and very atmospheric, especially where she has to travel on this journey, and then the new friend she makes that moves in next door and what he can do, and it was just all incredible. I cannot wait for the next book. I'm so glad it's almost here. Highly recommend. All right, y'all, as we move in from Halloween into Christmas, because that's how I see it. As soon as Halloween's done, my tree and Christmas stuff goes up November 1st, which when I'm filming this, that will be tomorrow, which is why this stuff's still here. It's Halloween today. So since Gremlins is like a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie, since it takes place at Christmas, figured this would be the perfect shirt. I love me some Gizmo. He has my heart. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And as always, the illustrators will be listed below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.